Alright, so I'm figuring out placement of some gauges and this rear view mirror camera DVR setup, and also maybe the switch panels. So I'm thinking this Nordskog gauge set, it's only the 5 gauge cluster. It does not have the tachometer. It does not have the tachometer, so if I want to see the RPMs, I'll need to add a separate gauge. If I made a tight case to it with a pigtail coming out the back, I could get it down to maybe a little less than an inch thick. Forget if this is like an inch and a half or something like that. I was going to try to have like a DT12 port coming out the back here. Anyway, this will fit up here in the center pretty easily, and if this was more shallow, it would fit very nicely, not obstruct any part of my vision. Even if I mounted it right in the middle of the bar like this and not raised up, I wouldn't want it down here, but I could do midway, or even so that the bottom is flush with the bar, and I'd still have room to move it around. And luckily, when I bent this 25 years ago or whatever it was, from here to here is straight. So when I put these clamps on, especially if I give them a little bit of wiggle room, I could slide this thing around. Now, I would not have it so close to the shift knob that it would interfere, because I wouldn't have that much space for my hand to grab it, and plus it's blocking the view. So, but what I can do is, if I have this in the middle, I still have room on the side for some other gauges, air pressure, boost, those kind of things could be up top, RPM, a couple other indicators that can be shallow and then also mounted to the same type of system, and I could like move them around and adjust where they are. I could even have some slightly offset mounts to mount one that's going in this corner where it turns down a little bit. I could do that. I don't think I want to have gauge pods over here to the side for anything, because I like to grab onto some of these things for, I even like to grab onto here to get in and out of the car. And because I don't have any handles, I'm not sure if I'm going to have handles. I kind of grab around this A-pillar bar right here. I'm not sure if I'll do anything for handles, because the handles can get in the way, and it would need to be strong enough to hang off of. But anyway, for gauges, Nordskog up top, I can always view it. It won't be so, it won't be so far away. I was going to put it down there, and then it's kind of like, I can see it out of one eye, it's very clear. Out of the other eye, this part blocks it maybe about that much, and out of the other eye, it's like I have a pretty clear view. The camera here can't really pick up how my eyes are viewing it. I have this on like the 0.5 fisheye lens on my phone to try and make this work, just so you can see more of what's going on. But the view from my eyes is different than the view from the camera. So I was going to have, on top of the PCM, I was going to have this thing kind of like sitting on top, and I'd have to look down to the side and read the digits on here. This is all digital. So, but if I have it up front, that's kind of more of what I envisioned a long time ago, is to have the gauge panel up top where it's out of the way, it's not blocking any vision, and take advantage of the thinness of this. I don't need switch panels up here, but I will have some switch panels somewhere that I can access, and I'm thinking I can actually fit a 12 gang switch right here, and I have 2 of those 12 gang switches. I have one 8 gang switch, I have one 6 gang switch, I have a wide 6 gang switch that's wireless. I'm debating whether or not to pick up on Prime Day. They now make a 12 gang switch that has RGB and programmable, but the the portion that goes here is wireless, and so I guess there's some sort of pairing operation that goes on, and it's wireless, and it's this particular one's not battery powered. It's USB-C rechargeable, so it's got a built-in lithium battery somewhere, and it's supposed to last a couple days with it. So I'm thinking about that. Wireless is nice, even because the less wires I have to go in and out of here, the easier it is to take advantage of the twisting and the the turns lock to lock, and pivoting this up and down, and even detaching the steering wheel to take it out, to get it out of the car. So right now this is really wobbly because the several of these sections are not bolted in all the way, so this is a lot more wobbly than what it's supposed to be right now. But it takes two hands to do this. But I push that lever up, and then this comes out of the way, so it's like it's not screwed in here, and then this part's not screwed in either, so right now it's just extra loose. But I still have room right here for the Wolfbox, so I think the Wolfbox is going to go right in here like this, on top of that 2x4 piece of box steel. I'll make a frame mount where this can sit up there, and I will be able to, I don't want to drop it, but when I flip this down, I'll be able to view that. Gently wedge that in there, set that in there. I'll be able to view that from the steering wheel, and for the camera that's on the front here, I should have a clear view out the window, so the front camera would actually work. That was the problem with trying to mount this up high, is that the camera system here would be blocked, and I can't angle it down, I can't remote mount it. So having it here means that I can view it, I can run the extra wires to it for the GPS and the other camera, because this is the bumper version of the Wolfbox Pro. So this is the 900 Pro with the it's got the bumper cam and the rear cam and the front cam built in. So it's got up to 3 screens, and I could still reach it to do the touchscreen stuff if I need to for an accident, or change the settings. It's also got voice control, which is nice. So if I had it far away, like over there, I'd probably have to yell to make it work, but here it's at least half the distance. So that's pretty nice. I could have that there. I could have it like a little bit closer, like if I had a mount that mounted it a little bit closer, but then more of the steering wheel would be blocking it. So right now, for my vision, just the top corners of this Wolfbox is kind of blocked by the steering wheel from where I'm sitting. So it's kind of like that, my view. So that's going on. I think I could fit that 12 gang switch panel mounted on here. I still got room for activities behind there. It won't fit inside of this circle shape, but it'll fit on top, and I can 3D print a bracket that holds it on here. There's actually still a little room at the bottom and the top for whatever. Like I could add some LED indicators or a switch or something like that if I needed to. Let's see, what else is there that needs to be addressed? So I was going to have a secondary switch panel, and maybe that's something that could go up here on the corner. It's about the same size. I could use a 12x12 again and put it up here, and I'd have room for all the, I could reach up here easily, hit the buttons to turn on different like accessory lights. So I could have, maybe I would have like non-important stuff here, and then the important stuff up top. I'm thinking, like, if you have like turn on the fuel pump, turn on the something that's critical to make the car run, like, I could actually have the ignition up here if I wanted to. I probably will have just the ignition key down here. You put the key in, and I got twisted like right under my leg, so it's very easy to get to, and I get to reuse that piece of Subaru. But up here, I'm thinking I'm thinking critical stuff up here maybe, just so that I don't accidentally hit it while I'm like touching the steering wheel. But the steering wheel could be other, you know, things like certain lights, turn signals, hazards, the horn buttons, you know, stuff I would want to touch while I'm driving, and it's not so critical. I don't want to like accidentally turn the fuel pump off, or like, you know, turn the cooling system off. So I'll probably have those up out of the way, and I have a plethora of different switch panels to choose from that could go with this system. And then that one would be wired back to the breaker box that's remotely mounted. So I don't need to have like a whole bunch of wires. It's just like one wire that goes up here that has it's got like 4 smaller wires inside, like a cable with 4 wires inside, and that talks to the breaker box to switch the different channels. So yeah, I'm liking that. I'm glad I found a place to mount this nice piece, because I really wanted this guy on this build. I've been waiting for something like this that had the bumper camera. So I'll probably do another video review of this. I did test it out, and the refresh rate is really, really crisp. It feels great. It feels like a new phone when you turn it on. Yeah, the refresh rate is just great. It's just what I wanted. Like, whatever processor they're using in here is decent. I didn't have all the cameras hooked up, but from the front cam that I was looking at and the rear cam, it looked great. So other than that, I need to go and label all these wires. I still need to decide if I want to put the 21 circuit Timu wiring kit, if I want to run it back above the battery like I was thinking, or maybe I should put it in a more traditional place like up here. I don't want to put it like anywhere inside the trans tunnel. I expect that to get banged around if I need to like pull the engine or transmission out. So I want to keep any wires that run through here either have to be like super necessary, or like armored up to not get banged around. But you know, there is some room inside there. There's a little pocket. There's also a little pocket on this side, behind where the PCM goes. I'd need to box it in some. I guess I could put like an ammo can there, or some kind of protective case that the fuse panel could live in. I would need to be able to, if I need to access it, I'd have to take the PCM off of those brackets right there. So I'll have to think about how I want to do that. I mean, I'd like the wires like kind of neat. But yeah, I need to go through, label them, and then label each of these wires, study the diagrams a bit more. This is, I think, identical to the Speedway one, the 22 circuit that Speedway sells. This is a 21 circuit. But there are some things that need to go to the back, like the cooling fan system is not up front, it's in the back. Those types of things. But there's a worksheet that was not included on mine that Speedway has, so I need to print that out and go through the worksheet, see what circuits I'm going to use, which ones I'm going to delete, and which ones I need to repurpose. So I have a master list in Obsidian that has a list of all the things I need to add, like you know, wiring up the water pump, since that's electric now, and the air compressor system, air horn versus the electric horn, some of those things. I need to go through and grab the documentation for which one of these is the neutral safety switch and which one is the park mode. I think that's what it is. I think one is park or something like that. But I need to label that, and then I don't know, I might get this wired up to like a multi-pin DT connector. I want to do that because I also want to have some sort of indicator probably coming off this still, that does like a gear number indicator, in case I wanted to have a digital display for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to run this with the cover that comes with it. There's a classic looking cover that hides all this mechanical beauty, and then it has an indicator of what gear you're in. So I might still run that, but also want like a digital display. I don't know, but would be nice to see. Anyway, that's less important. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video.